There was a reason that Blue Bloods' attempt to replace Danny, Donnie Wahlberg, and Linda, Amy Carlson, with another central couple following Linda's season 8 death didn't work. During the first 7 seasons, Blue Bloods' Danny and Linda were the only married couple among the younger generation of Reagans. Although they loved each other, they often didn't see eye to eye on issues related to Danny's work decisions or how to raise their 2 sons. Many of the best episodes of Blue Bloods revolved around conflicts between Danny and Linda. However, Amy Carlson chose not to renew her contract for season 8, and thus the writers killed off her character. After Linda's death, Danny didn't date anyone new until he asked Baez, Marissa Ramirez, out for pizza during the procedural's final episode. Instead, Blue Bloods' Jamie and Eddie got married, pushing them into the position that Danny and Linda formerly occupied, but it didn't work as well. Linda's death left the Reagans with no functioning marriage in Blue Bloods. Jamie and Eddie don't get married until season 9. Linda's departure left a large hole in Blue Bloods' Reagan family. Despite not being a Reagan from birth, she did a lot for the family. She was there when Henry had his heart attack as well as for happier occasions, such as when she surprised the family patriarch with a cake to celebrate his 60th anniversary of joining the NYPD. Linda and Danny also often butted heads about issues related to raising their kids, leading to strong family drama subplots in many episodes. For example, Linda didn't approve of Danny teaching their son how to shoot a gun, but Linda's death therefore made it harder for Blue Bloods to tell the family stories that the procedural was known for. During the first part of the season, the show got a lot of mileage out of Danny's grief and his adjustment to being a single father. However, this arc was not enough to carry the show long term. Blue Bloods needed a new couple to fill the space Linda left behind, which is one reason that Blue Bloods' Jamie and Eddie got engaged at the end of season 8 and married the following season. Blue Bloods attempted to fill the void with Eddie and Jamie, but failed. This couple didn't have the same dynamic. Jamie and Eddie were a fan-favorite couple, but they didn't work as a replacement for Danny and Linda. Danny's conflicts with Linda came from them having very different perspectives on important issues. One strong reason for that was that they came from different backgrounds. Linda didn't fully understand cop culture because she was an ER nurse, while Danny sometimes didn't understand how important Linda's job was to her. Conversely, Jamie and Eddie were both cops, so they understood each other's job requirements perfectly. For Jamie and Eddie, any conflicts between them came from disagreements about how to do their job rather than misunderstandings about what each other's jobs required of them. It was surprising that Jamie later became a sergeant in Eddie's precinct, as this was a less realistic NYPD scenario than Blue Bloods usually offered. However, this setup allowed Jamie to get stuck between what Eddie and Captain McNichols wanted. While these conflicts made the couple more interesting, they still didn't allow them to be an effective replacement for Danny and Linda. Eddie and Jamie were still great for their own contributions to Blue Bloods. They deserved the perfect ending they got. Blue Bloods' Jamie and Eddie walking together down the street with a file in Jamie's hands. While Jamie and Eddie might not have been the best replacement for Danny and Linda, they still were a strong couple that deserved the accolades they got. Unfortunately, they didn't get nearly enough screen time in the final few seasons. Often, the procedural offered only one of them a storyline while the other only appeared at Blue Bloods' Reagan family dinner. This change was likely dictated by budgetary limitations, but it had the effect of stalling the couple's relationship storyline. Conversely, while Danny and Linda didn't always have a storyline, their relationship was on more often and felt more developed. That said, it was exciting that Jamie and Eddie decided to start their own family and announced they were expecting a baby at the end of the series finale. It is disappointing that the couple didn't get their own Blue Bloods spin-off following their journey as new parents. Jamie and Eddie were an interesting Blue Bloods couple in their own right, even though they didn't succeed at replacing Danny and Linda after Linda's death, and there are still more stories that could be told about them.